You're not trying to take over, you're trying to lead. And here's how to walk that line with grace. Hi, my name is Jesse, and this is the Valiant Lifestyle. And what I do for men is I offer perspective on what a blended family can look like from my own accounts of how this has gone for me and transpired. See, this is more than just an account of things that I've done. It's also wonderful information and powerful emotion on what this has been like for me, so that it doesn't have to be this saga for you that is sad or angry or resentful. So in this episode, stepping up without stepping over. 3 ways to blend with respect. All right. So let's get into this. This is going to be real fun. Respect what existed before. Blending means honoring the full picture. All right. When you get a puzzle piece and then you get another puzzle piece coming together, what do you get? I know you get 2 puzzle pieces together as one. Yes, you do. But what I'm talking about in particular is when you blend things together, you get what we say in French, a mélange. And what a mélange is, it's a mix. It's together. It's harmony. It's balance. It's so many little things. But it's even more than that. It's honoring the full picture of what that was like for you and for them, for your bonus kids, for your spouse, their history, and also take into account that you had a history that may be a little bit different than theirs. But they have different behaviors. They have different ways of doing things. And it's important to be curious before pointing out that things are done wrong or that things are not the way that you like them to be. Now, I'm not talking about boundaries in particular with this one, but what I'm talking about is being curious and asking questions first without being demeaning, without looking like you're being an ogre or doing it forcefully. You don't have to get into that. There's compassion within that. Lead with listening. Don't impose. Don't impose. Imposing means taking what you believe and pushing it on other people as if they need to imply and start implementing what you've said already right away, because your way is the only way of doing it. Tough. It's not. That's what blending means, is taking the characteristics of what they feel and what they have and putting them together and getting a consensus. Don't impose. Invite. Be curious. Influence through presence. Just be there. Be there for your bonus kids. Be there for your kids too. Be there for your kids too. This is how you lead with this. How I've discovered how to lead with this is in moments when I really have got to help my daughter with things. I've got to treat her the same way that I treat my bonus daughter. And now there's little idiosyncrasies with that. Yes, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about being there, being present, and also inviting questions or inviting answers to questions. Hey, how did this go for you? How do you feel about this? Do you have any idea what this looked like? Do you know where this went? Do you have an idea of what could have happened if you knew? Because you'll get I don't know. Well, if you knew, where do you think it would have gone? Help them use the tools of imagination to create that for you too, so that they can start thinking about, okay, well, yeah, I've got to use my head a little bit. Build from neutral ground. Connection happens where trust and patience meet. Find a compromise. If you can't get there and you can't agree on something, go back to basics. It might be that they're overwhelmed. It might be that it's too complicated, and maybe you've made it too complicated or too logic or or there's some things missing and they just don't feel included with it. Yes, I know we're talking about feelings, and there's sometimes that there are things that we've got to put out there as parents. But that doesn't mean that we have to be ramjet Ron. That doesn't mean that we have to be forceful and be the bulldozer and push right through. It means we get to listen, we get to be curious, and we get to ask questions. See, in all my years, what I did when I was working with many people, there were times when I would come into a situation and whatever they were doing, if I yelled and screamed or I caught them in something that I knew that they weren't doing correctly, instead, because what I could do is I could actually be the trigger that sets off the incident that I'm seeing. Instead, approaching from the side, unless it's life or death, that's a different story. But approaching from the side, asking them if they've got 5 minutes, and then asking questions and finding out what they're doing. Because maybe they're doing something that is right, they're just not seeing a part of it that you see. And you can apply this concept with kids too. But you got to make sure that when you do this, that you're not expecting the adult answer in it as if they will know. They may not. You might be leading them across the bridge from the other side. And what I want you to do now is comment, I blend with honor. I blend with honor. If you're leading without overpowering, there's no sense of overpowering because it loses momentum and it doesn't get the power you want anyway. Does it? How has it worked for you? It doesn't. It doesn't. When you go in as Ramjet Ron and you're forceful about this stuff, it doesn't work. It doesn't. But being curious, asking questions, and sometimes asking the open-ended ones are the ones that get you more, they get you a bit, they get you to understand what's going on so that you can help be that parent to not only be present, but to help them through it. All right. What I want you to do now is to really think about the next steps that you want to make in your life. And I want you to think about the decisions. And I want to think if this is something that really helped you, I'd love to know about it. I'd love for you to comment. I'd love to hear about it. Let's take the next step together. thevaliantlifestyle.com. And book that 30-minute complimentary call with me, Coach Jesse. And let's talk about the things that you really want to get to, that you've been hanging on to for years, and you haven't had the right receiver on the other side to really truly appreciate who you are. Appreciate love. All right. Thank you for watching. Let's do this.